Hello, everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Fun with Phrasals series. This is a series of classes all about phrasal verbs. I do it every Thursday, either phrasal verbs or idioms. Today it's going to be phrasal verbs. And in this class, you will learn phrasal verbs for praising and criticizing. So rather than learn specific words like phrasal verbs with go or put or set, let's try to learn them in a way that I think is maybe a little more memorable. Learn them by theme or topic. So different kinds of phrasal verbs all about this particular theme of how to praise, criticize, or something similar to that. And we'll do that through different activities. Let me just get my name on the screen, and I'll give you a link also to the material in just a second. First, let me get my name on the screen, do a quick introduction, and we'll get started. So, let's see if you can see this. There we go. My name's Jon-Eric. I'll be your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. And by the way, if you click on that link in the Verbling chat window, you can follow me by going to my profile page. Click follow. You can see all my upcoming classes, my group classes. And of course, you can schedule a private tutoring class with me. I'm a little bit booked, so if you want to schedule a private tutoring class, please send me a message first so I can make time for you in my schedule. Okay? So, let me show you the material. There you go. And if you want a copy of this, you can open this link in the chat window or this link in the internal chat, in the Google chat, okay? And there you go. Let's say hello to everyone and get started. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
See, I said I was going to say hello to everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, John.
Hello. Hello. Okay. I know all of you. You will know all of me. All my favorite friends. I even remember Semin, even though I can't read his name because it's in Arabic, but I remember who he is because I remember his shadow. Hello, Semin. How are you? Oh, and then we've got someone new. We've got Nina. Look at that. Friends, this is Nina. Hello, Nina. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome to class. Fantastic. So this is your first time with us, Nina?
No. I have some lessons with you.
No, not Lena. Not you, Lena. Sorry, Nina.
Oh.
I know you, Lena. I was just saying Nina. Hello, Nina. How are you?
Hello,
Nina.
hello.
Hi.
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. And where are you from, Nina?
I'm from Russia.
From Russia. Okay.
I'm from Russia.
Nice to have you in class. Okay, so you can click on the link in the chat window if you want to open the material, but I'll be sharing my screen with you anyway throughout the class. Fun with phrasals. We're going to try to do a little bit of learning. Oh, and Nina, let me just turn off your microphone for a second. If you're going to have noise, just keep your microphone off, and when you're ready to talk, you can turn it back on, okay? So we're going to do a bit of learning for the first 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to apply what we've learned about these phrasal verbs in different exercises for another 15 minutes or so. And if we time it right, we'll have a free speaking activity, a little game, where we get to use them and try to get them into your head as quickly as possible. And if we have even more time at the end, we'll do a bit of reflection, and I'll ask you what you learned, what was important, and that will help you keep this stuff in your long-term memory. Reflecting is a good idea. If I don't do it with you, you should reflect on what you learned by yourself, because it's a great way to get things into your memory. So let's start here. We're going to start here. I've got a little dialogue where you're going to encounter all kinds of phrasal verbs for praising and criticizing. This dialogue is kind of long, so maybe we can get 2 readers on each page of the dialogue, okay? And we'll just go around the room. So let's start with Javier and Lena. Can you start us off on the first page?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Go for it.
Now that
Sorry, just a moment. Jon-Eric, can you have two Lenas?
I know, that's a
Your
problem.
classes.
So,
Do you remember my second name?
K.
Klosova.
Klosova.
Okay. Klosova.
Ms. Klosova. And our other Lena is Lena.
yes, and who should start?
I was talking with Klosova.
Okay, I have to start.
Okay, so it's going to be Ms. Klosova and Ms. Lena from now on. In fact, maybe I'll just call you all by your last names so we don't get confused. Okay. Ms. Klosova, you start us off.
Okay. Now that you've been with the company for a month, what do you think of the other people in your department?
Well, there's one outstanding person. That's Jessica. She's a first-class personal assistant.
I'm
She
sorry,
really
wait.
stands up.
I'm sorry. Nina, I just need to turn your microphone off for a minute because we're getting a big echo on your side, okay? But you can turn it on when you're ready to speak, okay? Sorry, Javier. One more time?
Yeah, well, there's one outstanding person. That's Jessica. She's a first-class personal assistant. She really stands out from the pack.
She really stands out from the pack. Ooh. Notice the words in bold, okay? Let's read through this once, and then I'll come back and ask you both. There's usually two phrasal verbs in each slide. I'll come back and ask you if you could give either a synonym or a definition of those phrasal verbs. But I'll come back. Let's read them first. Mr. Valls and Ms. Lena. Let's take a look at this one.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Wait. Wait. That's her.
That's good to hear. What about Rick? What do you think about him?
He's very able, but I wish he wasn't such a show off.
Show off.
Show off.
Good.
Show off. Don't know who is trying to impress.
Careful with the who, he's. Separate those words.
Who he's trying to impress.
Okay, very good. So we've got show off here. Okay. And let's go back to, let's see. Let's have Mr. Miko and Van Am on the next one. Go ahead, Van Am.
It's the female staff, I think. He always show off more with women around.
With woman?
He always
Woman?
show off more with women.
Woman? Woman? Woman?
When, oh,
One woman, two women.
women, yeah.
Ah, women.
More women around.
There you go. Mr. Miko.
Yes, I guess he's just a bit screwed up, but otherwise his performance is fine. His work certainly measures up.
Okay, very good. Okay, and our last one is, let's go here. Okay, now let's go to Nina. This is your moment. And Semen. Go ahead, Nina. You can turn your mic back on now.
So there is no real problem then.
Okay, Semen.
Well, I'm worried about Sally. She seems to be screwing everything up at the moment. I had such good reports of her. What is really impressed me. I tried asking her what she was playing at, but she just bursts into tears.
Good. Listen to the last part again. Burst.
Burst.
Good. Burst into tears.
Burst into tears.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Nina? Go ahead, Nina.
What shall I do?
The second line of dialogue for the woman on the left side. After Semin said she was playing what she was playing at, she burst into tears. The woman responds. Look on the left. Left side. Why don't
you have a word with Jessica? Perhaps she can find out what's wrong.
Exactly. What does she mean? Why don't you have a word with Jessica? Why don't you have a word with Jessica? What do we want to do with Jessica? What's another way to say that?
I think that she doesn't want to have a conversation with Jessica, maybe.
No, she does want to have a conversation. What do you mean? Who? Who doesn't want? If you say, why don't you have a conversation with Jessica about Sally, then that means the man should have a conversation with Jessica. Why don't you? It's like saying, can you tell me a reason why not? There is no reason why not, so go ahead and do it. So have a conversation with Jessica. Have a word means have a conversation, talk to. I'll put a little note there. Have a word equals talk to someone. So that's the right idea. That's the right idea, Nina. Talk to someone. Have a word with. Okay, very good. So we've got a bunch of phrasal verbs you've just seen. Let's see if you've understood. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we go on. So someone, in this dialogue, what's the dilemma? What's the problem? What's going on? What are these people talking about? Class.
They are speaking about the workmates.
Is there a problem?
Some of them, yes, but only some, no?
Some of them what?
Some of them, they make problems, no? But some of them, I think that's not all the team or not all the workmates, no?
Some of them are having problems. Maybe two in particular. Maybe two. So, what's Sally's problem? I gotta look at your last name so I remember, because I don't say Lena and Lena. Ms. I forgot the name already. Klosova. Ms. Klosova. Or Kliosova. How do I say that? Klio?
Klosova.
Oh, Klosova. Okay.
Klosova.
Ms. Klosova. What's Sally's problem?
So I think she's new in this staff.
Maybe, yeah.
Department, maybe, and she wants to have some helpers. Maybe she wants some help from another colleague, and she wants to speak with other colleagues, but she has some problem in conversation with another workers.
Well, she had a problem with the conversation with this guy, because when he spoke to her, she burst out into tears, and she seems to be making lots of mistakes. Absolutely. So that's Sally. Okay, absolutely. Javier, what about? Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Screwing up. What is it? Maybe it's not serious. I don't.
Oh, we'll come to that in just a minute. Okay. We're going to go over all the words in bold, all the phrasal verbs. Just one minute. I want to just make sure that the situation is clear first. Javier, I was going to ask you about Rick. So if we go back a little bit, what's the story with Rick? Is he having a problem? What do you think, Javier? What do you remember about Rick?
Rick, he's very...
So this is what about Rick? What do you think about him? So what's his problem? Here.
No, it's like a cocky person, no?
Rick is cocky. Rick is cocky. Rick is arrogant. Okay, good. Cocky, arrogant. So, and let me see. And Van An, who is Rick arrogant around? Is he arrogant with everybody?
No, he's arrogant when he's around women.
He's arrogant when he's around women. Rick has got some problems. He's a show-off. Yeah, he's around the female staff. Okay. So they're talking about problems at work. Let's take a look at the actual phrasal verbs now. So here, I've taken out all the phrasal verbs, and I've got definitions down there at the bottom. So I'm going to have you read a definition and try to match up the phrasal verb. Okay? So, Semin, can you read the first? Can you read the first phrasal verb?
First, do you mean first sentences?
My fault. Sorry. Yes, the first definition.
To play it, yes?
Mm-hmm. So read it for us.
Okay, adjective.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely good or
Extremely good.
Extremely
good.
Extremely good or of a very high standard.
So based on the dialogue, which do you think is the best match?
Best match?
Which word matches the best? If you're not sure, just say pass and we'll come back to you.
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Think about it for a minute. We'll come back to you in a minute, okay? Then read the second definition. Tell me what the best match is, in your opinion.
Okay, second definition is much better than other people or things. So that is stand out. Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, we'll see the answers in a moment. You can always change it later if you're not sure. But for the moment, we'll go with number 2 with outstanding. Okay, and Nina, could you read the third definition, please?
Stand out.
Could you read the third definition at the bottom?
Person who tries to impress in an annoying way. Person who tries to impress. I cannot see the text, unfortunately.
The text? What text?
Well, now I see. Text.
Sorry, Simon, let me just turn off your microphone for a minute because we're hearing lots and lots of noise, okay? But you can turn it back on when you're ready to speak, okay?
To grow up, maybe. To grow up.
To screw up, is that it?
Screw up. To screw
is that
up.
it? Okay, that's a good guess. We'll find out in a moment. I'll put that in the chat window. And Shadow, are you in the classroom? Where are you? I see Shadow, but I don't see you in the classroom. Shadow, come on in.
Sorry, it's me. It's me. I using with she same account.
Okay. It's confusing. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Miko, could you read the fourth for us?
Tries to make people admire his abilities or achievements in a way other people find annoying. To show off.
Okay. To show off. We'll go over the answers in just a moment. By the way, have you noticed that I put the verb and the noun together? I put to show off and a show off. To screw up and screwed up. In that case, it's an adjective. Okay, so just notice the part of speech. Sometimes we can change the part of speech and still use the same word. Okay, we're almost there. Ms. Lena, could you do the fifth one for us?
Yes, a pleasure. Adjective informal, confused and happy about himself and his life. Probably screwed up.
Screwed up. So we got a bunch of screwed up. We had another one earlier, didn't we? So screwed up with an ED?
Yes, with ED.
Got it, got it. Okay. Ms. Kolosova, could you do the 6th one for us?
Is good enough. I think maybe measure up.
Measure up is good enough. Okay, measure up. And we're on to Mr. Vowels for the 7th.
Informal, making a mistake with everything or damaging or spoiling everything. I think is to screw up.
Oh, we've got a whole bunch of screw ups. They can't all be right. But we'll find that in a moment. And Javier, the last one, number 8.
I cannot see the last one. Do you understand?
I can't scroll my screen up, unfortunately, but you can open it in your browser if you like.
Okay, there is the link, yeah? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the link's at the top if you want to open it.
Yeah. 1 second.
Okay. While you're opening it, I'll read the definition, and you tell me what word you think it is. The definition.
Yeah, I'll get it. Always used in the continuous form, always used in questions. Doing. When you ask what someone is playing at, you are surprised or angry about their behavior.
Uh-oh. I think I gave you the answer by mistake.
Really?
Yes. When I put the definition, I accidentally put the answer. Sorry. So the answer is, you have to know because I put the word in the definition. Did you catch it?
1 second. No.
I get
doing when you ask someone. Okay, it's playing at, yeah.
playing at, yeah. My fault. That's what happens when you do this at 2 in the morning. I screwed up. Hey, look at this. Let's see if you're right. Oh, and Semin, what about the first one now? Extremely good at.
First, it's very outstanding.
Outstanding.
Like better than other.
Okay, and that's good too, because it's an adjective, and the word extremely good. Good is an adjective, so I think that's a good. I think you're right because of the part of speech. Let's find out if you're right, class. Here we go. Boom. There you go. Let's see if you're right. So we said outstanding for number 2, and number 2 is actually stand out. Ah, look at that. Stand out. So, let's see if I did this right. Stand out is number 2, so it's a verb. So that might be a little confusing. I think that was you, Vanan.
Yes.
Maybe it's a little bit confusing. To stand out. Maybe it should say, because it says is much better. Yeah, maybe the definition is a bit confusing. To be better than other people. Maybe it would be better to say to be better. Okay. But anyway, you're close. So number 2 was stand out. Number 3 we said screw up. And number 3 is really a show off. So Nina, look at number 3 again. A person, a noun, a person who tries to impress. We have to use the noun form, which is a show off. Okay, a show off. Okay, that's right, that's right. All right, and the 4th one we said to show off. Tries to make people admire his abilities. Oops, sorry, Nina, let me just, mute you for a second. Mikkel, so you said to show off, and the answer is to show off. 100% correct. You win the cookie, Mikkel.
Thanks.
Ms. Lena, you said screwed up. Number 5, the answer is screwed up. You're right. Number 6 was Ms. You know what? I gotta keep looking at your name, or I can't remember it. Kolosova, because it's spelled K-L-Y, which is hard for me to say as Kolosova. Okay, fine, got it. I remember it. Whoops, lost my place. Hold on, got too many things open. There we go. So we said to measure up. The answer is measure up. You're 100% right. 7, we had screw up. It's to screw up. Right again. And 8 was to play off. Okay, play at. Good. We're going to use these in a moment. I want to introduce you to another set of phrasal verbs. Here, I'm going to give you the definition, and you're going to match them up to a real sentence. So you're going to see a sentence where there's a word missing. So let's read the definitions first and make sure everything is clear, okay? Let's start with Mr. Javier for letter A. So first read through the definition, then we'll match it in a moment.
If you rub something in informal, you talk to someone about something which they want to forget because they feel bad about it.
Have you ever rubbed something in? For example, if you won something or achieved something, have you ever rubbed it in someone's face? Has anyone ever rubbed it into you?
You talk to someone about something which they want to forget. Yeah, probably with one ex-colleagues, probably, or yeah.
Remember that time when you won the gold medal in the Olympics and you kept bragging about it? Remember that, Javier? You really
to remember something something bad about no about a bad moment about something, no.
Remember when you won the Olympic gold for the triathlon, Javier? You're a good athlete, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah. And then you kept telling me that all I do is sit here all day and I don't exercise. And you said, "Look at me, I got a gold medal." Remember when you said that to me?
Yeah, I remember.
You were really rubbing it in, and you hurt my feelings. You're
Okay,
really
I get it. I get it.
This comes from an expression. The expression is to put salt in a wound. If you hurt yourself, you wound yourself, right? You can, if you have a cut, you have a wound. So, for example, if I cut my arm and it's open, someone puts salt in it, how's it going to feel? Good or bad?
Bad, no?
Very bad. So if
bad.
I rub it in, it comes from the expression to rub salt in a wound, it's going to sting. So to say something, to say, you talk about your achievement when someone else hasn't achieved, it's going to sting emotionally. So I think that's probably, something like that is the origin of the phrasal verb. All of these phrasal verbs are kind of metaphors. So they don't have anything to do with the original verb, or at least there's a story behind it. Okay, we did rub in. Jose, what about B?
Okay. If you lay into someone, you criticize or attack them in an angry way.
Has your boss, has the principal ever laid into you for something at work?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Sometimes.
What was
Yes.
it? What did you do? Did you do a bad thing?
No, because he felt anxious sometimes. Yes.
He gets anxious and he lays into
Yeah.
you. Oh,
Yes.
he's got to take anger management classes.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't let him get away with it. Okay, very good. So lay into is kind of like attack or criticize,
Yes.
speak harshly about. Ms. Glosova, can you read C for us?
If you take out something on someone or take something out on someone, you treat someone badly because you are upset or angry, even though they have done nothing wrong.
Yeah. Who do you take out your anger on, Ms. Glosova?
Sometimes.
Besides me. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes, if I understood this phrasal verb, sometimes
Right.
I took out my children on. I took.
Take out. Sometimes I take out.
Sometimes I take out on my children.
For this one, you have to
when
take.
I'm upset or angry.
Right.
But they haven't done anything wrong.
And now you've recorded it on YouTube, so now they have evidence that they've done nothing wrong. So that's a problem, Ms. Glosova. Because everything you say is being recorded, so now your children are going to use this video against you. See? You admitted we did nothing wrong. You have to say that you're kidding. When you use take out, it's always take out something. So for example, you could say, Lena, you could say, I sometimes take out my anger on my kids when I'm having a bad day. Right? We all do that sometimes. Sometimes I take out my anger on. So you always have to put the something between out and on.
Can I tell take out high voice? No, it's not. Loud. Take out loud voice. No.
No, because it's nothing physical. Take out is like to inflict, to, you know, it's like something that you, yeah, it's not really just about your voice. It's more abstract than that, I guess. Take out your anger. It's almost always used with anger, basically. It's basically only used with that word. In fact, I can't think of any other examples right now. Class, if you can think of another example besides anger, let me know. I can't think of another one right now. Take out my anger on. Like you wouldn't take out your happiness on someone, because happiness is not a negative word. So it's normally take out a negative feeling on. Take out anger.
Bad mood on someone. It's possible.
It's the right idea. Take out my bad mood on you. Can I take my bad mood out on you? Yes, you can use it. Yeah, that's you can use it that way. There you go. Okay, so our other Lena, Ms. Lena, what do you think about D?
If you hit back, you criticize or attack someone who has criticized or attacked you. I think if it was, for example, a constructive criticism, then I just listen to a person and try to learn. It's also such an opportunity to learn. But if someone criticizes me without reason, then probably I will criticize back.
Yeah. So if there's no reason for it, you might definitely hit back, right? It's like saying counterattack, right? You might definitely hit back to defend yourself. Okay,
yeah, sure.
Okay, there you go. And you can say that to someone. Hey, don't take that lying down. You know, hit them back. It means get revenge or stand up for yourself, maybe in a more positive way. Okay, Mika, what about E?
If you run down someone or something, or run someone or something down, you criticize that person or thing, often unfairly.
This one's a little less common. So, actually, this is maybe a little bit more British English than American English, but okay, but we can try it. So, can you think of an example for this one? Even for me, this one's a little bit hard. When might you run someone down?
When you are criticizing him or her, but I suppose that you don't have the real reason to criticize him or her.
So think about politics. Think about those debates that we're supposed to watch when people are going for an election. I think that would be a good context for this. What do people do during the debates? They want to win the debate, right?
But people criticize politicians.
Well, they should.
Or they run down politicians. They run down. But do you think that they criticize politicians without any reason to do it?
I think the politicians think that. The politicians think it's unfair.
Maybe. I have to work. I have to work with politicians, and in the other phrasal body, lay into someone. I used to lay into my boss. Yeah, and he was a politician, and I think that I had enough reason to lay into this person.
And now you're unemployed.
No.
You can lay into everyone except your boss, because you lay into your boss, then you're out of a job.
Yeah, but I yes, but we have a special situation because we are public servants, so but
you can't get fired.
It's not easier. It's not so easy. And if you have to say what you have the reason of when you're right. When you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So
when you're right, you're right. By the way, not public servants, but civil servants.
Civil servants, yeah.
Civil servants. Public servants makes sense, but we use a different word usually. Okay. By the way, be careful with run down, because in American English, run down means I'm going to hit you with my car.
Yeah.
So if you say you're going to run down your boss, you might get arrested. So be very careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a double meaning here. Run down is criticize unfairly. Run down is to hit someone with a vehicle and kill them. I'm going to run you down with my car.
Any kind of vehicle or only cars?
Well, if you run someone down with a bicycle, they might live. If you run them down with a car, they might not. So it's more for cars.
Okay.
Run down, chase, and run over. Ms. Nina, I think we have one more here. Yeah, can you read F for us, Nina?
Okay. If you pick on someone, you choose one person from a group of people to criticize or treat unfairly, especially when they are smaller or weaker than you.
Yeah. You were growing up. Did anyone pick on you in school, Lena?
Yeah.
Or did you pick on them?
Maybe yes.
Nowadays we call this bullying. It's a big problem in schools. So when your kids are picking on each other, kids always do this. When it gets out of hand, we call it bullying. In fact, I'll put it in the chat window too. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's take a quick look and see how many of these are clear now. So, let me just mute you for a second, Lena. Nina, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just mute you for a second because we're getting, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I've given you the phrasal verbs at the top, and you tell me the missing word, what goes in place of the smiley face, Van Ann, in number 1.
Okay, so the headmaster really, the boys for a really really lay into the boys for arriving in school so late.
Okay, good. But look at the verb tense. Pay attention to whether it's the past, present, or future.
Really laced into.
Or arriving so late. Okay.
Yeah, lays into.
Okay, could be. You mean that it happens all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, if it happens all the time, then it's lays into the boys for arriving late. Okay, good. And Seven, what about number 2? What goes in place of the smiley? Well, number 2 is not a smiley face. It's kind of a so-so face.
Mm-hmm. Mark was a quiet, studious child, and the big boys in the class used it to him. It's real pick on. Use it to pick on him.
Very good. They used to pick on him, as kids often do. Okay, very good. And we're back to you, Javier, for number 3.
Pam's big sister is always her, even though Pam is far cleverer than her. Pam's big sister is always...
Now, this is separable because you've got blank, her, blank.
Uh-huh.
This one is a little bit tricky because it's less common than the others. Okay?
I would say take out on.
But you've got to take out something on. Take
On
out.
something on someone, yeah.
Yeah.
You rub.
Because Bam's big sister's always taking out her on, even though. If you're not sure, we'll come back to you. Think about it for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay? Think about it for a minute. Jose, take number 4 while he's thinking about number 3.
Okay, number 4. Jack is constantly criticizing his sons. I'm sure they'll hit back eventually.
They'll hit back. They'll get revenge.
Revenge,
Something like that.
yes.
Okay, Ms. Klosova, number 5.
Of course, Mary is upset at losing her job, but she shouldn't take out anger,
On.
take out it on her family.
Or take it out on her family.
Take it out on you.
Right, because you got 3 hearts. That means there's 3 words. Take it. You got the it there, so take it out on. Take it out on her family. Very good. That was a tough one, actually. Good. And Mr. Miko, let's go to the 6th. You've got 2 clouds. That means you got 2 words.
I know it was all my fault. I just wish everyone would stop. Wrap it in.
Okay, look at the verb tense, though. Rub it in? You got the right word, but you've got the wrong form. I wish everyone would stop.
Rubbing it in.
Rubbing it in.
Rubbing it in. Okay.
Very good. And Javier, what about yours? What do you think now?
Yeah, is running down, no? So Pam's big sister is always running her down.
Fantastic. That was number
Pam is her clever.
Okay, good. Number 3 is running her down. Okay, let's check. I think you got them all right. Let's check, though. There you go. Running her down is correct. So we started off with, let's just double check the answers. Lays into. So Venan, they said laid into. They used the past, but the present is okay too. It's okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, we said pick on, and the answer is pick on. Number 3, running down was right. Number 4, we said hit back. Number 4 is hit back. 5, take out on was right. And yeah, that's it. We got them all. Okay. You now know phrasal verbs. You know them all. But you know phrasal verbs, but do you understand them? Well, there's only one way to know if you understand them, and that is to listen to what these people say and then tell me how they feel afterwards. So you're going to read some comments from different people, some remarks, and you're going to decide who felt which way. And when you talk about how they felt, you're going to have to use one of those phrasal verbs. Okay? So let's try this. Semen, what do you think about what Rana says? Read it for us.
Okay.
First.
I decided I had to defend myself against all the
criticisms.
So I did.
Right. I defend myself against all the criticisms. So I did. So if you know how she felt, or what she did, you can say it, or you can think about it for a minute. Actually, let's read.
I will think.
Yeah, let's read and think first, because it's going to take a minute for this to sink in. Actually.
Okay.
Okay. So that was Semen. Let's go back to Javier for B. This is Laura, or Laura in English.
Everyone was treating me badly because of what happened, but I had no part in it. But I had no part in it. unfairly, so it's run down, no?
Maybe. So what? So everyone was
It's running her down, no? Everyone
Mm,
was running her down.
Okay, we'll find out in a minute, but that makes sense. Okay, we'll find out. Let's read all these and think, then we'll come back. Because on the next slide, what you're going to see is something like this. Who felt that someone was rubbing it in, running them down, etc. Okay, we'll match those up. So we'll just read them first to get it into your head. So Jose, could you read C for us?
Sí, okay. I wanted to forget the whole incident, but he insisted on reminding me of it. I think the phrasal verb is rub in.
Well, actually, we'll come back. We'll come back to the phrasal verbs in a minute. So just process it for now. Okay.
Talk about something that this person won't forget.
But we'll come back to it in
Won't
just a
forget.
second.
Yes.
We'll come back to it. Hang on a second. First, I lost my screen. Sorry. Whoops. What happened to my page?
I see your face.
I know. You're not supposed to see my face. You're supposed to see this. There we go. That's what I want to show you.
Okay.
So, Ms. Klosova, letter D. Let's just read them and we'll match them up after. Okay? So just read it for us. Barry. What does Barry say?
I couldn't believe how aggressively she attacked me and criticized me. Maybe.
Just think about it. We'll come back. I want to just make sure this is all your memory. Couldn't believe how aggressively she attacked me and criticized me. And Mika, what does Ahmed say?
He chose to attack me because I'm junior to him and can't defend myself.
Okay, very good. And Nina, could you read F? F is... Who is F? F is Julia.
He was always saying negative things about me to other people. It's just not right.
Okay, very good. So, study those for a second. And then I want you to tell me who felt that someone was rubbing it in.
Antonia?
One vote for Antonia. Do we agree, everyone? Any challengers? Do we agree with Jose?
Yes.
2 votes for Antonia. Can I get a third? The answer is Antonia is correct. Antonia, hooray. Antonia is number 1. Okay, very good. Class, who felt that someone was always running them down?
Laura, no?
Laura. 1 vote for Laura.
Barry.
1 vote for Barry.
Julia.
1 vote for Julia. So we have Larry, Barry, and Julia. 3 possibilities. Okay. We'll come back to that one because it can only be 1. Who felt that they had to hit back?
Rana.
Rana. 2 votes for Rana. 3 votes for Rana. Exactly. Okay. Who felt that someone had picked on them?
Pick of them.
Hamed.
Ahmed, I think.
Hamed. Letter E.
Okay. We'll go with Ahmed for that. I think 3 votes for Ahmed or Ahmed or however you say his name. Okay, good. Who felt that people were taking it out on them? Taking it out on.
Laura.
1 vote for Laura. 2
B.
votes for Laura.
Julia, I think.
1 vote for Julia. Okay. So we got to kind of go back to 2 and 5 and take a closer look. Okay. What about the last one? Who felt that someone laid into them?
Barry.
Barry. So we have 1 vote for Barry.
Barry, Barry.
2 votes for Barry. So that means that number 2 cannot be Barry. So we need to look closer at 2 and 5. Let's go back. So we have some confusion about Julia and about Lara. Barry, I have 2 votes for Barry for number 6. So are we going to go for Barry for number 6? If we are, that means that Lara and Julia are the ones we're not sure about. So let's read those again. Let's look at Lara and Julia. Lara says, everyone was treating me badly because of what happened, but I had no part in it. I'm innocent. Lara's innocent. And Julia says, he was always saying negative things to me about, oh my God, I can't read. He was always saying negative things about me to other people. It's just not right. Right? So he's talking behind her back. So with that in mind, look at number 2 again. With that in mind, who's running them down? Is it clear yet? If not, maybe the definition of the phrasal verb is not clear. Then we can clarify that. If you're not sure about number 2, what about number? What was the other confusion we had? It was number 5. So number 5 was, who felt that people were taking it out on them, taking something out on them? Maybe that one's more clear.
Maybe Laura.
I agree. I think it's Lara for number 5. I agree. I think it's Lara for number 5. Why was it Lara? Everyone was treating me badly because of what happened. So Lara did something, and people used her, as the excuse. Everyone's treating her badly. They're taking out their anger on Lara. They're doing it to her. So that means that number 2 has to be Julia, because it's the only one left, and maybe it was a little bit confusing. Maybe the definition wasn't clear. If you're running someone down, look what Julia says. He's always saying negative things about me to other people. So maybe that wasn't clear earlier. When you're running down someone or running someone down, you're talking badly about them to a group. Maybe that's something that wasn't that clear the first time. In American English, it doesn't mean this. Like I said, if I run you down, I'm going to hit you with my car. So even to me, it's not that obvious. So I think that one's a little bit less frequent. Okay, so that means that number 2 is Julia, and number 5 is Laura. Okay, so it's 1 Antonio, 2 Julia, 3 Rana, 4 Ahmed, 5 Laura, and 6 Barry. And there you go. You are now all experts in phrasal verbs. Maybe we have time for one more thing, one final challenge. I don't have time to get to the game. Some of these phrasal verbs are a bit tricky, so we're not going to have time to do everything. But what do you think about this? Can you rewrite the sentence using the word in bracket? So all of these are related to phrasal verbs you've seen, but they're in a different form than you've seen them before. So Mika, what do you think about this one, about Dan winning the prize?
Dan won the prize, and his short story was outstanding.
No.
Was clearly outstanding.
Was?
Clearly outstanding. No.
Was clearly outstanding. His short Dan won the prize as his short story was clearly outstanding. Was clearly outstanding. Interesting. It kind of works. It's not the answer that I had, but it makes sense. It makes sense. So we can go with that. Can anyone think of another way to say that besides it was clearly outstanding?
But it was stood up, no? Should be stood out. No, it's the phrasal verb. It should be was clearly.
Okay, get rid of the was. Dan won the prize as his short story clearly stood out.
Stood out.
Get rid of the was and you've got it.
The phrasal verb
stood out.
will be stand off? No.
Out. Stood out.
Stood out. Okay.
Right? So he won the prize as his story stood out. So was clearly the short story, yeah. So stood out means was clearly the best. Stood out means was clearly the best. Okay. And Jose, what about this one? Molly got the sack. Uh-oh. Molly got the sack, Jose.
Molly got the sack because her work just wasn't good enough. Measure, the phrasal verb will be measure up.
So her work just, what's the verb? Just. Yeah.
To measure up.
But is it positive or negative here? So you need to replace wasn't good enough with
her work.
It's negative.
Yes, her work doesn't measure up, no?
Got the sack in the past.
Didn't measure up.
Didn't measure up is correct. There you go. Okay. So you have to match up the tense and the word.
Yes.
Okay, here's my plan for you. We've got to actually stop because I have to start the next class. But you can finish that exercise on your own. Later I will put the answers for you in the back of the document. They're not there now because it was late and I got tired, so I didn't finish. But I'll put the answers there later. If I forget, send me a friendly little message and I'll put it there. Try that, and there's a bunch of other exercises you can do to get some more practice. And yeah, I got to start the next class, so stick around because we're going to move on to a Grammar Garage class where you will solve once and for all the mystery of the first conditional. You'll learn how to talk about future consequences. But I made a vow, no more boring grammar classes. So we're going to learn it in a fun and communicative way. So stick around for that, coming up in about 30 seconds. Try those exercises on your own. And if there's any questions or comments, send me a message and I'll help you out. Okay? Be back in just a minute. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Nice lesson.